Welcome back on a cloudy morning, 6:42 on this Thursday morning. Welcome back to News 3 this morning. It's been a busy year for Madison Mayor Paul Soglin. He's worked with city leaders to help lower poverty rates, close the education gap, led the city through protests over the Tony Robinson shooting, as a major supporter of the Judge Doyle Square project, even went after the ride-sharing company Uber. It's all been during his 8th term as Madison's mayor. Mayor Paul Soglin comes and joins us this morning here at the station. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
So yesterday you issued a two-page letter with a number of questions to the folks at Exact Sciences. We've talked about this all morning. The stock value dropped significantly. Right after that happened, you were optimistic. They were still committed to job growth here in this city. Are you now a little more skeptical to this, or where are you in the kind of worry factor?
The critical issue is getting some answers. Our guess is that Exact Sciences still wants to be part of the program, but what it's going to do is change sequencing, because they probably will not be hiring as rapidly, though they will continue to ramp up. And this could then change the design of the project. We've asked them to respond in a couple of weeks. That'll give the staff a week to do analysis of the response. Will give us time to get back to them if we have additional questions. Then we give a report to the City Council and the Board of Estimates.
How big a project is this for the City of Madison? How important is this? What, roughly $46 million for taxpayer dollars, 200 total?
It's about $46 million, where we're putting in TIF commitments, which we will get back as taxes are paid. Yes, close to $200 million. I think it's the most significant participation in a private development in the history of the city. This is what we'd call a 200-year commitment. So
Exact Sciences obviously plays a major role in this, but there's also a hotel for the Monona Terrace, which may even from a tourism standpoint be the bigger addition, right?
Well, the hotel is critical for Monona Terrace because we can't book some of the larger conventions. We are not able at this time to meet the requirements of having an additional 200 hotel rooms or more within 2 blocks of Monona Terrace. So this will solve that problem.
We were just talking, let's shift you to a different money conversation. Budget's coming up right now. You were just telling me in the break, you have worked, you feel, significantly to try and create a little buffer for Madison taxpayers going forward, and yet you have fear that that buffer will get wiped out.
What happened is we inherited in 2011 a horrendous situation. We had an artificial budget. It was built on quicksand, and it's been very painful for me and some members of the council over the last 5 years to get us off the trajectory of debt and costs and rising taxes. We finally saw a break this year. I submitted a budget that was giving us long-term projections that finally were coming down. And now, based on what the Board of Estimates has recently done, it's just loaded back up, and it's as though all that's been wasted.
One of the things that got loaded back in is a new police station here on the near west side. What are your thoughts on that project right now? The chief, obviously, very passionate about adding that station.
Right. The police station is one of a dozen projects that I said, hold. We will figure out over the next 2 years the proper sequence for how we will build these into long-term budgeting. My guess is that it would take 2 to 3 years under what I would propose to get the station next year. And what we've got to understand, I don't think that we're even going to see one additional officer on the street because of the station, because we're already, with or without the station, adding to the police department staff.
Well, I have about a minute left, but I wanted to ask you about the new policy outside of the building that you work in, the city-county building, regarding the homeless community. There's been a lot of emotion surrounding this issue. Now that the new ordinance has gone in saying that they cannot spend the night over there, how do you feel things are happening?
It has been a marvelous change, and let's just be really out there, and I'm going to challenge the people who objected this. The services to the homeless community have not in any way diminished. And what we saw happen was a large group, principally drug addicts, who were not interested in treatment, who were not interested in any way cooperating with services. They left town. Police calls, ambulance calls are down.
Madison Mayor Paul Soglin, thanks for being with us this morning. We appreciate your time.